Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Derek Page claims his ex-girlfriend scammed him into giving her a deposit for a car after hers kept breaking down.
All rise.
Taryn Snail says she and Mr. Page were co-parenting, so she asked him to chip in for a safer ride for their son.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Thank you, Sean. You may be seated. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Page versus Snell. Mr. Page, you are suing Ms. Snell for $2,000. You say your ex withheld information about her son and owes you the car deposit you gave her. Is that correct?
Yes, that is 100% correct.
And Ms. Snell, you say the money was a gift from the plaintiff and it's not refundable. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Page, $2,000. You say she withheld information. What kind of information?
Well, first off, she told me that this kid was mine, which it isn't. And
So hold on now. So how long were you all together?
we were together for a year, but
So like a year, and then she got pregnant?
yes.
And while she was pregnant, you did what?
While she was pregnant, we weren't together anymore. We were just raising a baby together for 3 years. I raised this kid for 3 years.
Oh, so you broke up,
Yes.
but you had the baby, so you raised the baby together. You were
Yes.
co-parenting.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Snell told you that the child was yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you there for the child's birth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so ultimately you ended up finding out the child was not yours?
Yes.
Ms. Snell,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you were in a relationship with Mr. Page, broke up with him, but at the same time, you all were co-parenting peacefully, it seems. If you were offering to buy a car, you said you were buying a car because you wanted your child to be safe?
Yes. Yes. Well, she constantly be making bad decisions, so I have to come and help her out, and I have to give her money here and there. I don't even be having that much money.
Don't
but
lie.
I don't even be having that much money, and I be trying to help out my kid as much as I possibly can.
Well, that's the right thing to do.
Yes,
If that's your
yes.
child, you want to
Yes.
help make sure they're safe. Is it a boy or a girl?
A boy.
A boy. Okay. Why did you all break up?
Financial reasons, we weren't seeing eye to eye. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't work out, Your Honor.
Never fails me. Everybody can go half on a baby and can't go half on a solution. I swear, man. All right. So, Miss Snell, did you ask Mr. Page for money to help you with a car, or did he offer? What were the circumstances surrounding this? How do you respond to his claim that you basically defrauded him?
That's not how that happened, Your Honor. How it started was we met at a mutual friend's party, and I had a situation prior to meeting him. We were on and off for a long time. At the time that I met him, we were off for a few months, and we hit it off at the party. He ended up giving me a ride home because I've always been having car troubles. My car is 10 years old. My check engine light comes on and off. This particular night, I asked him to give me a ride home because my check engine light came on, and I just got my coolant pump replaced. Oh, it was a lot of problems with this car, and that's how I ended up getting a ride home from him, and then we kind of hit it off from there. We started dating. I ended up finding out I was pregnant, and I was only dealing with him, so I thought it was his child at the time. When I asked him for the money for a down payment on my car was because I'm a licensed esthetician. I have my own shop. At that time, I paid all my rent up in advance, and I paid all my bills, and my car went down. I had no idea that I was going to ask him for anything. I don't usually ask him for anything.
Okay,
He
you
does
asked
the
me for
bare
multiple
minimum.
things.
No, I don't. He does the
Okay.
bare minimum
Okay.
for our son. And the time that I asked him for $2,000 to go to down payment on my car was because I went to my mechanic. He diagnosed my car. He said I had too many issues going on with it. It could be replaced, but it was going to be a long road ahead of us. And it made more sense financially for me to get a new car. And that's when I asked him, and I didn't even know he was going to do it. At first, he told me no.
So what did you ask him specifically?
I just asked him if he could help me with the down payment for my car.
And how much was that?
$2,000.
And so she asked you and you said yes.
So after I sat there and thought it through for a while, I was like, you know what? Let me help out my kid so my kid can be safe.
Right, that's important. If the engine light's on, if they're saying, look, that's it. It's time to get another car. And I know those days. I drive my cars until that happened, until they look at me and go, lady, you need to do something, right? And it's always when a lot of other things are going on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you needed to ask for help, so you asked your child's father. Now, at that time, did you have any question as to whether or not Mr. Page was truly your child's biological father?
No, ma'am. I had no idea. Like I said, the situation that I was in before I met him was over with. We were probably done for about 2 months, and I met him, and
I thought she was gonna say 2 years.
Right.
No, it was 2 months.
Coming up,
If I wanted to put a child off on somebody, I would have did it with somebody that had more money that could help me financially more than he can. I'm not about to sit here and milk a cow that don't have any milk. So
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Derek Page and Taryn Snail over a car deposit scam.
I met him and we hit it off. It's not like I just hopped in his bed. It wasn't a hop, but kind of. No, I mean, well, you never know. Like, you go on a date, one thing leads to another. That's what happens in the heat of the moment. I'm human.
Okay.
We all go through it.
So you were coming out of a relationship. You probably run a little bit of a rebound. You get involved with Mr. Page. You have sex with Mr. Page. Obviously was unprotected if you thought he was your child's father. How old was the baby when you ended up finding out that you weren't his biological father, and how did you find that out, Mr. Page?
Kaylin was 3 years old. I found out because after 5 days after I give her $2,000 for this down payment on this car, I found out that she taking me to child support court. And now I'm like, I just gave you this money, and now I'm like, okay, when we get there, they ask me, do I want to do a paternity test? And because I'm mad, I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Not thinking that Kaylin's not my child. And then a couple of days later, I get the results back, and it's not my kid. And so I'm like, no, I'm not finna deal with that. It's not my kid. I just gave you all this money, give me my money back. And now she's like, no, you gave it to me as a gift. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I did it for the child. And now that I know that it's not my child, I should get my money back.
And so you, Miss Snail, once you found that out, you were surprised?
Yes, I was just as shocked as him, and I apologized to him because at the end of the day, I never wanted to lead him on as if he was the father of a child that was not his. If I wanted to put a child off on somebody, I would have did it with somebody that had more money that could help me financially more than he can. I'm not about to sit here and milk a cow that don't have any milk. So I needed his help. I thought he was the father, and I went to him as the mother of his child. I asked for his help, sincerely. I really thought that was his child. And I told you, I'm sorry that it's not, but I can't do anything about the past.
You can give me $2K back?
You gave it as a gift. A gift is a gift. I don't care if I gave you $10,000 and we fell out tomorrow. I gave you a gift. And I'm not gonna take it back from you.
But that's not the only thing
I don't care.
That's not the only thing I ever gave you. You always
Okay.
be asking me for stuff.
And it's always
Sean, we can get ready to go. It's Friday. We can go to dinner. Go get us something to eat. They got this all figured out. They just be arguing till we come back on Monday. Listen, I can let you all keep arguing, or I can help you all understand where you really are in this. All right? Did either of you bring evidence to court today?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see it, please? Please give it to the deputy. Thank you. So you obviously brought a receipt for the $2,000
Yes.
you transferred her.
Yes, and
Okay.
I brought the paternity test that says I'm not the father, and the text messages of me asking her for the $2,000 back, Your Honor.
Taryn, you humiliated and embarrassed me. Derek, you gave me that as a gift, and I appreciated it. All right? And your evidence says, hey, Derek, thanks for sending the money. Oh, this is you receiving the money. No problem. You better spend it on the car. So you gave her the money. You wanted to make sure she got the car. The issue in this case is this. That's why I asked you, did you sign the birth certificate? Because once you went to the hospital and signed the birth certificate and acknowledged paternity, you, in that moment, became that child's legal father. Now, it had not been determined whether you were the child's biological father, but you were the legal father under the law because you acknowledged it. Once that happened, she technically was entitled to child support, and the child was entitled to be supported by their parents, which is Ms. Snell and you. And this has nothing to do with biology and everything to do with the documents you executed. And this is something that young men in your position have to understand, and older men who don't understand the law. That if you go into a situation and you haven't had a paternity test, you probably shouldn't execute the birth certificate unless you do get one. Because once you do that, you are responsible. So technically, when you were giving her that $2,000 to help her get a car, it could be construed that it was to help support your child, to make sure they had transportation, or a gift to her, right? Because she's the mother of your child. And even though she's not the mother of your biological child, unless you've somehow gotten your name off that birth certificate in your home state, you still are that child's legal father. And until you do, you're still responsible for child support, even though it's been determined you're not the biological child. Once you determine that, did the child support office give you direction as to what you need to do to get your name removed from the birth certificate?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, that's exactly what you'll have to do in your home state. And you're going to need an attorney, and you're going to need help walking through that process. The bigger issue is for 3 years, you raised this beautiful baby boy, and now have you just exited out of his life?
Well, I don't think I should have to raise Kaylin anymore because it's not my kid.
You absolutely have no obligation to raise him at all. But what I'm saying is the bigger picture is, how are you and how is he dealing with this separation? This is a huge disruption in a child's life.
Well,
I'm sure he was already saying daddy, right?
Yes,
he was almost 3.
Yes, ma'am.
And so he associates that with you, right or wrong, DNA or no DNA. How are you handling that? Ever since you got the result, you haven't seen him?
He walked out of his life, said he didn't want anything to do with him.
And so you haven't seen him since the result?
No, Your Honor.
As soon as you said 2 months, I said, oh, Lord, because I've been doing this long enough to know that sometimes that window of conception is a little bit earlier or a little bit later than what we think.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Derek Page and Terrence Snail over a car deposit scam.
And Miss Snail, you got to understand as well, while I do not believe you at the time really knew that you were in a paternity situation, I do think you can have a little bit more compassion for the position that Mr. Page is in.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Because the truth is, those 2 months, as soon as you said 2 months, I said, oh, Lord, because I've been doing this long enough to know that sometimes that window of conception is a little bit earlier or a little bit later than what we think. Even at the doctor's office, and I've been a mother where you go, and even though I was married at the time, when I had my son, they honestly don't confirm your window of conception or how many weeks the baby is until you go back for a couple more appointments. Isn't that right, ladies? Because sometimes they have that calculated wrong. So now you've got this issue, and you can be a little bit more compassionate to Mr. Page for what he's going through, because this has to be a huge loss, and everybody doesn't process loss the same. Yeah. And it might be that because of his hurt and his pain, he doesn't want to see the baby anymore because he don't went around and told the whole town he's got a child. The whole point of this, though, is I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Page, until you off that birth certificate under the law, you still do have a child.
Well, Your Honor, what about the other money she took from me?
What money?
Well, she also went to my mom without me knowing and asked my mom for money for a diaper
That's
bag.
not how that happened.
But you're not suing for that.
I get that, but the point is that she's been steadily doing this to me.
Well,
taking
she
my
was
money.
doing that when she thought you were the biological father.
That's not even how that happened. I went over to his mother's house so that she could see Kaylin.
She
and
bought
we
a
took
luxury
visit.
bag.
She asked me if I needed anything for Kaylin. I said he could get a new bag. Like, you know, I could have a.
Why are we talking about this?
He brought it up.
I just wanted to say that it's more money that she's taking from me.
Are you really worried about the money?
Yes,
So you more worried about the money than you are about the child
because
that's out
the child
here?
is not mine.
Let me tell you something. Did you hear me?
Coming up,
And see, this is the problem. Y'all engaging in adult activities without adult sensibilities.
you're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Derek Page and Taryn Snail over a car deposit scam.
Now, I don't have all day. I'm trying to help you understand. I'm trying to empower you with the law. And see, this is the problem. Y'all engaging in adult activities without adult sensibilities. Because you're missing the point of what I'm saying to you. You executed a birth certificate and acknowledged paternity under the law, sir. Your name is on the birth certificate right now. If they took child support out your check, there's nothing you can do. You've got some legalities to handle. And even when you do that, it is unlikely that courts award back money that's already been spent. Especially this court, I don't see any evidence of fraud. I see a terrible mistake, but I also see two young people that don't understand the steps that need to be taken to protect themselves. And what I'm most fearful about, it ain't enough people talking about the child. Now, I don't have all day, but really the child should be the most important thing. How do we now make this transition because we have the truth? You're leaving the child's life. Did you have your father in your life?
He was in my life after I was already grown up.
After you were grown up?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so when you were 3 years old, you didn't have a relationship with your father?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is, because of this circumstances, the same feelings you may have felt not having your father in your life at that age, this child may feel that same sense of abandonment. And it's not because it's their fault. It's because they're in a situation where the people involved didn't know what to do beforehand.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
Is this other guy the biological father, or do you really know?
Yes, ma'am, that he is the biological
Did you have a
father.
test with this guy already and
Yes,
it's been
ma'am.
proven?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's even better for you, Mr. Page. Go get yourself a lawyer. Let them know that another paternity test has been administered and that the biological father has been identified, and do what you need to do under the law to try to get your name removed from the birth certificate, and then you need to get the true biological father's name added, because every child deserves to have their mother and their father's names on their birth certificate. No child wants to go everywhere they're going for the rest of their life with it blank. They don't deserve that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is dismissed. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts with each other?
Like I told you, I'm sorry that he's not yours. I never wanted it to play out like this, and I understand why you're angry, but it's about Kaylin.
You belong to the streets.
My car gonna drive good on the streets.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.